Hi, I'm Jennifer Dornbush. Welcome to Forensic Fridays, and we're here today in Fremont, Michigan at my family home where I grew up. And a lot of people ask me, how did you get started with forensic science? Where did that come from? And I tell them I was actually born into it. My father was a medical examiner for a couple rural counties in Michigan for about 25 years, and his office was our family home. So I literally had a first-hand look with death investigation for a very long time growing up. And today I want to talk about something a little interesting, and it's something, why we're at my family home is because it's something that is at my family home. And I want to talk about an interesting case that my dad did. I call it the Hemingway suicide. What happened was a young man from Pennsylvania, he traveled up to Michigan because he was depressed and he wanted to commit suicide. And he was a huge Hemingway fan, and some of Hemingway's works are written in northern Michigan, and so he decided that as a tribute he was going to kill himself in the place where Hemingway had written. So he decided to come up to our county, and he did that. He shot himself, and of course my dad was called out on the case and investigated the case. Well, we come to find out that there was a very contentious relationship between him and his mother, and his mother refused the body, did not want him sent back to Pennsylvania. So when something like that happens, if there's a refusal or if it's an unknown, if you can't find the family members, the body becomes the property of the county. So my dad, being the county medical examiner, basically had property of this body. So again, since it was a very rural area, and we don't really have, this doesn't really ever happen where bodies are refused or you have unknown bodies that are just left at the morgue like it does in big cities. He decided that he needed to take care of the body, so the county had this young man cremated, and then my dad actually created a burial site here on our property for him. So he made a very makeshift, as you can see, a very makeshift gravestone out of stainless steel, and just it's been on our property since 1980, and just to memorialize this young man. It's the only person we ever had to do that with in the county, but it just kind of I think a really interesting, for one, it's very unique, it's a very interesting situation, and it really shows you the difference between what happens in rural areas and what happens in big city areas. For instance, in big city areas like Los Angeles, where I'm actually living, there are many bodies that are unclaimed every year, and they have a yearly cremation and burial service for them. It's typically held in December. They have priests and pastors and religious people come, and they give them a very beautiful burial, and there's a special site, in the city designated for all those kind of people. So contrast that to kind of this situation here, which is again very rare, very, very rare, as you can see, but just very different and unique. So that's another story from my forensic home. I hope you'll join me next Friday for another journey here in Michigan, and thanks for joining.